Hello and welcome to the September update from the TauNet team. And it's the developer call. Over to you, Karim.
Thank you, Fola, and welcome everyone to the September update for the Tau development team. Let me start with Andre. He's made some significant progress this month in several key areas. On the blockchain side, he has continued to advance the architecture of the blockchain, laying down some important groundwork for future implementations. He has also developed a Telegram bot using Rust that sends GitHub commit messages from our repository directly to the community channels to keep our community updated on the development activities. He also, in response to some security threats, Andre migrated the main Tau website to an upgraded platform and updated and patched all system software. On the Tau side, Luca is currently working on the implementation of satisfiability, which is a necessary requirement for Tau execution. So satisfiability specifically of temporal Tau formulas containing the always keyword. He also added support for flags expressing conditions on time variables during the satisfiability. He's also made some various improvements and bug fixes in the Tau runtime. David, having put the finishing touches on the solver last month, has been focused on the Tau execution. And I'm happy to report that he's almost finished with this very important last step in the development of the Tau language. To that end, he had to make some enhancements to the splitters and to the factory methods. But the net is that essentially he's currently working on the testing framework for the execution and is planning on being able to demo execution of Tau programs as soon as next week. He's also continued to make some contributions on the testnet architecture, where he investigated the peer-to-peer discovery and communication protocols using Tau with some help from Ohad. Tomáš worked on the internal construct in Tau called phi infinity, where he fixed the handling of redundant initial conditions, which gave us some concerns. He added support for temporal flags, and he added a function for transforming formulas with multiple sometimes quantifiers to formulas with only one sometimes quantifier. He made changes to the Tau syntax around constant and constant type declarations, and he enhanced type inference for constant types. He also enhanced the error messages and error handlings in the parser. He's also assisted Umar in fixing the non-deterministic bug in the parser that was causing us lots of problems last month. Last and not least, Umar has devoted most of his time to fixing said annoying bug, and I'm happy to report that he managed to fix it with some help from Tomáš and David. He located the problem to have something to do with how nodes are being hashed. So he came up with several fixes, and we picked one, and he implemented it, and it's working, and he merged that fix into the master branch. So I'm happy to report that bug is behind us now. That's it, Fola. Back to you.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Karim. And now I'll pass it to David for his update this month.
Thank you, Fola. Hi, everyone. This month I've been working on several tasks. Regarding testnet, as usual, I have participated in the discussion and also worked on the specification of certain details. My main focus this month has been the implementation of the executor of the Tau language. In order to have a proper implementation, I have to refactor the factory used on the creation of bindings so that it could also support parsing operations. And I had also changed the way that the computations of a splitter is called. Overall, the idea is that we have an abstract factory that, depending on the types used, it calls concrete factories, one for each Boolean algebra we are considering. The implementation of the executor consists mostly in an interpreter that holds the state of the computation, that is, it keeps track of the previous inputs and outputs and also the time step. This interpreter provides a method called a step that takes inputs of the next time step and compute the corresponding outputs. To support the interpreter, I have created several helper methods and classes. For example, factory methods to create the initial step that depends on the loopbacks that we have on the DAO program, and also helper classes to deal with inputs and outputs from streams. In the REPL, I have added the syntax to define inputs and outputs. Soon I will allow calls to the executor from the REPL. Now I'm testing the implementation. And that's all for my month. Thank you very much for listening.
Thank you, David. Umar, over to you.
Hi, team. So this month, mostly the work has been on resolving one of the long-standing bugs, which was on encountering multiple different trees for the same input, despite being the fact that disambiguation was applied. And the reason was that we were using pointer values itself as the keys inside the forest. So that has been debugged, triaged, and addressed with a new approach where instead of using pointer as a key in the forest, we now use the hash of the content of the node that is being pointed by. So we still keep the same design, but now we actually use the hash of the content, which actually remains the same for the same input, for the same grammar, for the same sentence across different executions of the program. Hence, we still get the same tree always. So that fix was developed and then tested and then incorporated in the main master branch. I think now it's ready for use for the entire team. So that was the most of the work done during this month. Thank you.
Fantastic. Tomáš, please take the mic.
Thank you, Fola. Hello, everyone. So this month I spent a lot of time on debugging and fixing the dynamic bug in parser Karim spoke about. And then I helped Luca with phi infinity, with handling of redundant initial conditions and with integrating temporal flags by transforming them into outputs. Then I've added transformation of formulas with more than one sometimes to an equivalent formula with only one sometimes. And then I went back to some of my unfinished changes I have in my local workspace. So I'm finalizing and reviewing so they could be added into the code base soon. It's a change in syntax regarding constants and constant type declarations. There's also type inference for constant types, and I've been revising error messages and error handling in Tau and parser. Thank you.
All right, fantastic. Tomáš, thank you so much. Last but not least, over to you, Ohad.
Yeah, so not much to say. Well, I've been helping the team with putting effort with the team to release the Tau Alpha version as fast as possible. And also continuing to work on the network specification language as well as possible other extensions to the Tau language.
Always amazing. Thank you to all of you, and thank you to all of you guys for tuning in and joining in as always. Cheers.